It's Monkeyshines season,
Proctor is planning for the future.
and we'll summit new Tacoma adventures.
These stories and more on Tacoma Report. Hi, I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster.
The city is working with the Proctor neighborhood on a planning effort to build community, support the business district, promote livability, and enhance the area. The project is asking for feedback, and community members can get involved in planning efforts through online engagement and in-person events. This is the second neighborhood plan the city is working on. The city is in the implementation phase of the pilot effort for the McKinley Hill neighborhood. That plan will hold for council approval in March. Learn more about these efforts and the program at the webpage.
It may still be winter, but residents can prepare for spring through the Envirohouse free home and garden workshop series. Each session will be held on site at the Envirohouse located at the Tacoma Recovery and Transfer Center. There are a variety of sustainable home and garden topics, including yard waste and worm bin composting, getting started with city chickens and ducks, rain garden planning, and many more. Workshop registration is required. To find out more and to sign up for an upcoming workshop, visit the city's website.
Housing is important to us all, which is why the effort to update the city's residential housing codes has of a lot of interest and engagement. Phase 2 of the planning process is underway, and more opportunities for participation and input are coming. Learn more about the project and how to participate at the webpage.
The City of Tacoma and Tacoma Public Utilities seeks highly motivated people devoted to public service to join the team, providing exceptional service to residents and ratepayers of Tacoma. Visit governmentjobs.com/careers/Tacoma for current seasonal positions in Tacoma and in parks at Alder Lake and TPU hydro projects at Wynoochee, Calwoods, and Cushman. The City of Tacoma offers generous benefits, outstanding work conditions, and exceptional quality of life environment. This is a great opportunity to join the City of Tacoma and acquire valuable work skills and gain experience. It's also a good job if you're seeking short-term employment.
The City of Tacoma's tree coupon program closes for the season on March 31st. You have until the 15th of March to apply for a coupon to get $30 off new trees. The City of Tacoma is partnering with Tacoma Power and Pierce County Surface Water Management to provide tree coupons. Well-placed and well-tended trees can enhance energy savings, remove pollutants from our waterways, improve air quality, and add beauty to your landscape. The City of Tacoma has a goal of increasing its tree canopy cover from roughly 20% to 30% by 2030. The program is one effort of encouraging homeowners to participate in achieving that goal, but there are a few requirements.
The requirements are that a tree get at least 15 feet high or taller at maturity, and that you start out with it in a 5-gallon or bigger pot, and then to consider whether you're placing it under power lines, it needs to get no more than 20 feet.
Remember, apply by March 15th and visit one of our participating nurseries to use your coupon by March 31st. For more info, check out cityoftacoma.org/tree coupon.
It's your chance to hunt for glass treasures.
And we'll talk emergency management training when we return. Joining me in the studio is Ariana Tapier from the city's emergency management team to talk about a really cool program, the Community Emergency Response Team, or CERT. Welcome, Ariana.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here, and welcome to the city. I understand it's been about a year since you've joined the City of Tacoma family.
Yes,
All right,
that is
awesome.
right.
All right, well, welcome, welcome. So, Ariana, can you tell us about what CERT is and a little background on its history in Tacoma?
Of course I can. So CERT is a FEMA program, and so FEMA adopted this program back in 1993 to make it more available for communities nationwide. So it originated out of Los Angeles, California in 1986. Yeah, and so it is a really great program, and what it does is to teach residents about disaster preparedness for hazards that may be in their area that they live in. And so Tacoma CERT and many other CERT programs nationwide, what we do is we educate our residents more on disaster preparedness or like disaster response skills, as well as light search and rescue, fire safety, team communication, and organization, which personally I think is very key in any type of disaster, as well as basic first aid. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no. No, I have so much more to say, but I'm going to try to keep it short.
Well, I find it very interesting that you mentioned it started in Los Angeles. Yes. Wow, okay. And so how many people are trained in our community?
So on record, it is about 500 people, and that's because Tacoma has been around since 2005. For, I would say, since after the pandemic, so 2022, when we jump-started CERT again, we have trained about 40 people.
Wow, nice. Okay. So, Ariana, why do you think this program is important, and why do you encourage people to participate?
I would say really the more individuals that are prepared for a disaster, the more resilient the community is going to be. That is very key to have a strong community, and as well CERT helps first responders, so it helps alleviate some of the demand that first responders might have during a disaster. And so it is great to have community members help everyone and themselves and their family. I think that is the most important thing, is to be able to take care of yourself and your family. That's why it's so important.
So it's kind of like when or if those disasters happen, we have more community members available to assist during that time.
Most definitely, and just to be connected. So knowing your neighbor, knowing if your neighbor needs help during a disaster, or if you need help during a disaster. There's a lot of elderly people, people with some special needs that they're like, hey, if I need help or if someone else needs help, let's work together.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, Ariana, what does someone need to do to get started with the CERT program?
So first, go to emergency management website. And there's a tab that says Community Emergency Response Team. And on that page, there is a little button that you click that says Register Here. And so with that, you get onto a mailing list, and I will send out updates. And really the first step is to go to one of my basic CERT courses, which I'm going to have 2 this year. So it's going to be later down the month, or not the month, I would say later down the year.
Okay.
I'm still trying to figure out some dates, but ideally July to August time is I'm going to have them.
Nice. All right. Well, Ariana, we certainly appreciate you coming on the show today. It makes me feel safer, and I'm sure the community, our viewers, safer in knowing that this program is available. We hope that you'll come back and visit us again. And, I'm sure our viewers can look forward to getting the additional information online on how to become a part of the CERT program. So thank you again for all of the information.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks,
Appreciate
Ariana.
it.
When we return, the hills of Tacoma takes us to new heights.
Last month launched a new lunar year, the Year of the Rabbit, and another Tacoma tradition, Monkeyshines, helps honor the Year of the Rabbit. Monkeyshines is a crew of anonymous artists. They spend the year creating and secretly hiding coaster-sized glass artwork among outdoor public spaces in Tacoma. Monkeyshines is like a citywide hide-and-go-seek. Organizers won't say where or even provide clues. It's just up to you to search the city to find this elusive artwork. Some residents spot the coveted glass while others keep looking year after year. Money for Monkeyshines comes from donations with some grant funding. Organizers ask that you be respectful to public areas during your search. And if you're lucky enough to find more than one Monkeyshine, please pass it along or rehide it. Selling a Monkeyshine is just asking for bad luck. Check out their Facebook Monkeyshines Tacoma for current information.
Tacoma is surrounded by iconic sites from Mount Rainier to the Tacoma Dome. But if you've ever driven the streets of Tacoma, especially for the first time, you might be intimidated by some of the local geology. Steep hills and roads are one of the predominant features of the city. In this report, our own Dave Gordon summits the history of the hills of Tacoma.
Tacoma's blessed with dazzling scenery from the Puget Sound waters to mountain grandeur. But the views come with a historic price. Hills. Some really daunting hills fringe our city. If you've ever driven, walked, or biked up a hill, then you know some of the challenges these hills bring. Tacoma's geology is based on rock, making it hard to smooth away the hills. It was also overlooked favoring agreements with the railroad.
Tacoma was born with the coming of the Transcontinental Railroad. And for a variety of reasons, there was a huge rush to be able to get railroad tracks to the waterfront and a city planned very quickly.
And the hills created a whole new set of challenges for downtown transportation.
Horse-drawn streetcars and wagons, and that kind of stuff, couldn't even make the climb. So the steep hills tended to have cobblestones, which allowed horses to get their shoes in and climb the hill because of the texture of the road.
Tacoma replaced the beasts of burden with the advent of mechanized uphill travel.
Over time, we got away from animals and started to get towards electric streetcars. And over time, the power of the electric engines got better and better and better. And we slowly kind of leveled the streets out as the improvements in the technology for streetcars.
Automobiles were part of Tacoma too, with their own set of problems, like drivers taking risks, both up and down the hills, and quickly learning limitations.
They might be able to make it up the hill under the best of conditions, but when it got icy or whatever, those cars didn't work at all.
If you've ever driven on Tacoma's steep roads, then you may have experienced the anxiety of coming to a complete stop at the top of 11th, 13th, or South 25th Streets.
There's a lot of photos at the public library of people trying to sell automobiles and demonstrate their utility by driving them up the famous K Street Hill.
Coming up later this year, the new South Transit Hilltop Link extension should be opening up. Kind of like history repeating itself during the era of cable and trolley car transport.
I think one of the consequences of getting a better streetcar system rather than relying on freeways is going to be that we're going to rediscover hills. We're going to realize how sweet it is to be able to get on light rail and not have to walk up that Stadium Way hill.
Tacoma hilly roads are going to be with us for quite some time. But with the Hilltop Link extension coming up, the climb might be that much easier. For Tacoma Report, I'm Dave Gordon.
Tidy Up Tacoma is off to a strong start in 2023. In January, city crews collected nearly 2,000 pounds of garbage and debris. The Tidy Up areas included Portland Avenue, Pacific Avenue, South Tacoma, and Lincoln business districts. But crews are just getting started and have a schedule of cleanup locations for the rest of the year. Residents can also find a list of community neighborhood cleanup resources, including information on call to haul and adopt a spot. For all of this information and more, visit cityoftacoma.org/tidyup.
Metro Parks Tacoma has some volunteer events that might be right for you. Restoration help is needed for Franklin Park's natural area on March 11th from 9 to noon. Volunteer work party helpers are needed for the Tacoma Nature Center, 9 a.m. to noon on March 17th. Oak Tree Park and McKinley Park have volunteer work party opportunities both on Saturday, March 18th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And if you're interested in restoration work, volunteers are needed at Wapato Lake Park, March 25th from 9 to noon.
If you like spending time outdoors, you'll be glad to know Metro Parks Tacoma will soon be accepting picnic shelter reservations online. Locations include Swan Creek, Titlow Park, Owen Beach, Stewart Heights, Wapato Park, and more. These popular spots fill up fast. Reservation prices vary depending on size and accommodations of shelters, and reservations for most shelter locations begin in late March. To reserve a picnic site or for more information on Metro Parks Tacoma facilities, visit them online. That wraps up this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org.
I'm Angie Foster. We leave you now with sunning cormorants drying themselves in the winter sun.
These waterfowl are one of the few birds having no problem braving the chilly Puget Sound water for a dive for dinner. I'm Laura Proctor. We'll see you in March.